Hey everybody, how are you? This is your Bergen County real estate market. Let's dive into what the numbers are telling us and answer where we are and where we are going. The questions we get, are buyers still active? The answer is yes, they are active, but the numbers show us that they are a bit more selective than last year. So we closed about 6% less units than we did last year, and our under contract volume has also dipped as well. It's not a free fall. It's a market that has definitely become more discerning because we have the same amount of inventory, but we have a little less transaction going on. So that's telling us essentially that there are some buyers pulling back. So they've gotten a bit smarter, they've gotten a bit more selective. We also know we have a very significant affordability issue. The catch here is that we're only sitting with 1.6 months of supply, so technically we're in a seller's market. Basically all that means is that we have less inventory than we should to be considered a balanced market, neither buyer or seller, or a buyer's market, which is where we'd have more inventory than we have actual buyers for. So like anything under 3 months, by definition, it's going to be a strong seller's market. But the catch is that there are sellers who aren't getting their price and they aren't reducing, they're actually just withdrawing. And so we are seeing more homes withdrawn, canceled, switching agents, sellers who are essentially not getting their number and who are taking their house off the market and trying again. So prices are up, but seller leverage on pricing has moderated. And let's take a look at what that means. So every pricing metric rose year over year, median prices, average sold prices, but the sale to list price has dropped. So essentially what that's telling us is that buyers are not paying over list price as much as they were the year before, same time. So that's another indicator that there's a bit of a shift in the market. So rates. So let's talk about rates. So rates have improved since we started in spring. They, have come down and where we were last year. So right this time of year last year, we were closer to 7%, and now we're right back at 6.52. However, we are not getting any indication that the rates are going to go below 6% this year. We're just going to have to wait to see. This is interesting because the median price itself still rose 34, which more than erases those monthly savings. So sub 6% rates are unlikely in 2026, and buyers waiting for that rate rescue are basically watching prices outrun the relief in real time. So what's the message there is essentially, if you're waiting for rates to drop to buy, then you're probably not gonna be helping yourself. You're gonna get priced out because prices are raising more than that rate adjustment would help you, essentially. All right, so where does Bergen County stand right now? This is the verdict. The market, it's a moderate seller's market. We have very strong fundamentals, sub 2% supply. We have a shrinking margin. A year ago, almost any priced work. Today, the market is definitely rewarding accuracy and punishes wishful thinking. And the seasonal opportunity is happening because we are seeing specific towns push a bunch of product onto the market right now. So I think that seasonal inventory peak is actually happening later this year than it did last year. So that's the opportunity to jump in. If you're a buyer, you're watching this. So if you're a buyer, your leverage is this. You have slightly more than last year because houses are not bidding up as much as they were last year. The rate rescue is not something you should be waiting for. So if you're waiting for rates to find the house, then you should switch what kind of house you're looking for or the area that you're looking in. And we definitely are seeing an inventory push happening in June, July, and I don't know about August, but for sure I think June and July are going to be an inventory push in Bergen. Not all towns, specific towns. So you got to be working with the right agent who knows how to really read the market for you. That is beyond important, you guys. I represent a huge team. We're here to help you. You just reach out. We can connect you to the person who is an expert in your local market and go over your specific town. We do it all the time. So if you own in Bergen County, it matters right now. Median home value is up. However, pricing is so important, you guys. We're totally seeing houses that are overpriced and underprepped sit on the market, lose their leverage, and buyers are just smart. They know what's going on. So unless you're pricing right and you're meeting expectations, you're not going to trigger the right bid and you're going to undersell your house, or you're simply not going to sell it. That is absolutely happening. So if you want to know what's going on in your very specific market, because Bergen County has 70 municipalities, they are definitely not all performing the same way. You need to reach out to us, and you need to do this before you make any decisions. Working with an expert in your market is going to be the most important thing you do. You can't just throw somebody into your listing who doesn't really understand the data and how the buyers think and how to make sure that you get the most amount of money for your home, and that's what we do all the time. So I'm Stacy, I represent my team, and if you are looking to be an expert in selling your house then or buying, we're here for you. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys next month. Bye-bye.